who will be the 49ers leading receiver in 2021?
So again, this was something that I kind of addressed in a mailbag question of, could we have 3,000-yard receivers, pass catchers on our team with Brandon Aiyuk, Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle? I think we could. The likelihood of all 4 players that need to stay healthy for that to happen, Jimmy G, and then those 3 pass catchers, is slim. And so I predicted Kittle and Brandon Aiyuk would both eclipse the 1,000-yard marker. But Deebo, even if you – so with Kittle and Brandon Aiyuk last year, if you take their stats for the games they played and multiply it out over a 16-game season or 17 like next year, you would get to a 1,000-yard season. So they at least were on track to hit that 1,000-yard.
Yeah.
Deebo wouldn't have – he'd have fallen just short of 1,000, again, if you played out an entire season based on the games that he did play. But then I started to think, now I'm back to this, well, if healthy type of thing that I want to get away with. I know you're going full bore into, well, you've got to be healthy. Yeah. I'm reversing course. Okay. I am a Deebo fan. Let me tell you, I am a Deebo fan. I have Deebo's riding down the street on a bike. It's been on my phone for like 14 months. Whenever it first came out, that hasn't gone anywhere. And so I'm a fan, and I don't know why I'm letting myself get jaded. So I'm reversing course, and I'm saying that Deebo's going to stay healthy, and Deebo is going to lead the team in receiving yards this year. Big time prediction.
I like how you didn't say Kittle. I'm not going to say Kittle either, man. No one talks about this. We love Kittle. Kittle's really cool. I wouldn't say it to his face. George, I would never say it to your face, but I think we're all kind of expecting you to get hurt again, man. And it's nothing against you. You you play hella hard. It's wonderful, man. It's great. It's great. But yeah, I mean, it seems like every year you miss a little more. So I'm not saying Kittle either. Deebo's an interesting call. I think I've said Deebo on previous roundtables doing the same thing. It could be him. I go back and forth. He's such a big part of the run game too, that some of those touches have to be carries. Some of those touches have to be like reverses and straight up handoffs in the backfield. So maybe that it works against him, that the fact that he's such a good running back too, that some of his yards will be rushing yards. Although fair. I don't think he'd had that many rushing yards. Like a lot of the time it's that push pass that still counts as a catch.
Right.
Which is funny.
Love that for fantasy football.
So good. I'm going to go with Aiyuk. I mean, he's hurt, and he's a lot like Bosa in the sense that I think he overworks himself. He looks like a bodybuilder, which concerns me. Those are the guys that I feel like are the ones that are always at risk. They don't have enough water weight. They don't have enough fat. They don't have enough room for error, is what I think. But Aiyuk's hella young. He had 96 targets last year in 12 games as a rookie. I think he's going to get more targets this year. I think he's going to get just a ton of opportunities, and I think he'll get pretty close to 1,000 yards. So I think it'll be Aiyuk, but I don't know.
And let me just say that while they have maxed out their frames, 49ers fans could take solace in the idea that clearly both he and Bosa are on top of their training regimens. And so
no one works harder than those two guys. No one works harder than those two guys, except for Kittle. I mean, those 3 guys are like the poster boys of the 49ers strength and conditioning program. But
yeah, they take it seriously enough that you could see them work through these issues and get to a point to where they're doing enough whatever needs to be implemented in their game in order to get more pliable, whatever their issues may be. So I like that prediction. I think that it's going to be a great season from him, regardless of whether he is the leading receiver in yards or not. But I like to call out on Deebo of the rushing yards. If we had gone total yards,
it could
I'd feel better about my prediction. Yeah.
Yep. Jose Julio Flores Campos, holla, says, I'm a Grant fan. We love you in Mexico. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. I'm a Jose Julio Flores Campos fan.
Dude,
that's my name too. Whenever I go out, the people always shout, there goes Jose Julio Flores Campos. I like that. That's a great name, man. A+ name.
International star, Grant. And then by default, I get to just crawl into the limelight and get a little bit of that goodness.
If only I was an international star. That'd be pretty cool. At least there's like a few people around the world who know me. I did go out last week for dinner and someone said Grant, and it was like the greatest feeling of all time. But that stuff never happens.
Yeah.
I'd like it to.
I'm surprised it doesn't.
I'd like it to, but it doesn't. I don't know. The Niner Vance says, quick prediction. Who wins more games this year, Niners or Jets? Quick prediction. I mean, it better be the Niners, right? It better be the Niners. Are you kidding?
So I am of the opinion that Kyle is pretty safe on his seat. If the Jets win more games than the 49ers this year, I will reverse course on that stance. I agree with you on this one that it better be the 49ers. We're in trouble if it's the Jets. Unless they have some weird 15-2 season, we're in trouble if it's the Jets.
True. Not your average sports kid who calls into the Cohn phone and lives in South Carolina and is the resident Gamecock expert for 49ers Twitter says, as the Deebo Samuel insider, I'm not. He is, though. He's had one big injury in high school and all but 1 year in college. He's been injured most of his football life, so it's unlikely he's healthy. And the way he plays is unlike anyone else, so it's not exactly surprising, but
yeah, that was my reasoning when I answered that he wouldn't have 1,000-yard season just a couple days ago that I've now reversed course on. It was due to that injury concern. I am now actively choosing to speak into existence that Deebo Samuel will be healthy throughout the year. I am putting it out there. Other Niners fans are going to take this narrative and run with it, and we're going to speak it into existence.
Look at you doing the Lord's work. William Bennett says, you're my man, Grant, but don't let the fame get to your head. Too late. Thanks.